what does it take to become a motovlogger, and what kind of setup do I have? So let's roll the intro, and I'll be back.
Roll that intro.
Okay guys, so motovlogging, I'm relatively new at this. There have been a lot of guys doing this for a long time, so I'm sure they have a lot of good tips and tricks, but I'll just tell you what I do and what has worked for me so far and what I plan to do as I learn more about this hobby slash whatever you want to call it. So when I started this, I had nothing but the motorcycle. So step one, if you want to do a motovlog, make sure you have a motorcycle. Pictured here. Doesn't matter what kind of bike, just have a bike. But I had nothing at all, and after watching thousands of YouTube videos on different motovloggers, I thought, I ride anyway, it'd be fun to document where I go, might as well talk about it while I do it. And it's actually stirred up a lot of back and forth and a lot of contacts and meeting different people all over the world, so it's been kind of fun. So what I first did in order to motovlog is I had to get a camera. So after looking at all kind of different cameras, websites, I decided the best kind of camera for my purpose was the Hero GoPro 7 Black. This action camera is extraordinarily versatile, very durable, and works really well. Provides great footage. The stabilization in it is amazing. You don't have to go and edit anything in post to stabilize your footage because the camera works so well. And it has a ton of different options from 1080p to 60 frames per second, which is what I shoot in, all the way to 2.7K, 4K, 60 frames per second, all kind of different options that you can use, time-lapse, that I'm still learning to use. And as I get into this, I'm hoping I learn more about frames per second and what does what, and so on and so forth. So you will definitely learn a lot if you decide to motovlog, and it is a work in progress. But what I decided to do is go with the Hero GoPro 7 Black. Once I got that, I had to figure out a way to mount it to my helmet. So I got the Cerrivo, pictured here. I'm not sure I said that right, but it's an aluminum arm mount that mounts on the side of my helmet with kind of a 90-degree arm that comes out, so it's dead center. I got that on Amazon. Show you a picture of it. I don't know how much it was, 20 bucks, 25 bucks, 15 bucks, I don't remember, but it works real well. It's durable, it's sturdy, and I just simply applied it with the industrial strength 3M double stick tape. But just make sure when you apply the mount, you definitely put the tether on the other side. In case the adhesive fails, you still have another option to hold your camera from boom, 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 dangling down the road and losing 300 or 400 bucks. So yeah, I got the mount, and then I saw I needed a case, because in order to motovlog the GoPro 7, you need to have the mic adapter, which is, as all of you know who do it, that big old block brick and I didn't want to stable that to the side of my helmet or any kind of way, so I went and got this mount, the Ulanzi, also from Amazon. And the reason I got it is it has a really nice storage compartment right below the camera to fit the mic adapter, and it keeps everything neat and clean on the front, so you can just plug your mic in, plug your camera in. Once you take the little door off for where the audio plugs in on your GoPro, and everything just nice and neat and right housed there, and you don't have a whole much more stuff on your helmet. So the Ulanzi mount, or camera case I should say, the Ulanzi camera case. So the Ulanzi camera case works very well. It's heavy duty, has an easy sliding door, which I like. And I'll show you a picture of how I have it on my helmet. But I got those 3 items. Then I needed to figure out a way to do the audio. And after watching a lot more YouTube on audio, which audio seems to be the big trick in motovlogging, getting it right, I decided to use the Purple Panda mic, the lavalier mic. It's $29, Amazon. Show it to you here. And I just easily put that in my helmet, ran the wires, took the padding out, pretty simple. And I just adhered the microphone to my helmet with the command strips that you hang pictures with. And I like them. Number one, they're cheap. Number two, the Velcro, if you use a big piece, you can maneuver the microphone around in multiple spots, which allows you to get audio from different places and see which one sounds better every time you go out and vlog. So I have a picture of it I'll put up. But the Purple Panda, so far so good. There's a lot of other setups you could spend a lot more money, but for being new and just getting started, I figured let me go with this option, and it served me pretty well so far. So once you have the bike, the helmet, the mount, the camera case, and the microphone, you then need, once you get all your footage and you go out and film for 2, 3, 4, whatever hours you do, make sure you have extra batteries for your GoPro, because you're only going to get 20 to 30 minutes out of a battery. So I have 6 of them that I take with me just to be safe. But once you get all of your footage, you then have to find a way to download it, edit it, render it, and upload it to YouTube. Produce it. So I didn't even have a laptop, guys. Once again, went on YouTube and looked at all the reviews for editing laptops and gaming laptops, because you definitely want to get something that has an i7 processor or faster for speed, and the dual core, you know, they have, I don't know, all the tech stuff, 4, 6, whatever dual core processors. The more you have, the faster it is, the less time it's going to take you, but also the price is going to go up. So you got to shop within your budget, see what works for you. I know a lot of people use MacBook Pros, which are great. I decided to use the Dell XPS 15. Seemed to have everything I needed for, wasn't cheap, but compared to some of the other ones, it wasn't bad for what you got. So I got the Dell XPS 15, and it works really well. It's very fast. The only thing that I learned when you're doing video, no matter what size, because the files are so large, my hard drive's 500 gig. You fill that up really fast. So I'm constantly pulling and taking files off of my laptop, and I did buy a solid state drive, hard drive backup, 5 terabyte, which is a good amount of space, and anything that I'm not using on my current laptop I store there to free up space for what I'm currently doing. So you get the laptop, you get the hard drive backup, and then you need to decide what type of editing software you're going to use. Since my Dell came with Windows 10, it also came with a trial of editing software called Power Director. I've never used any editors ever. I know some people use Premiere Pro. I heard that's great. Some other people use Final Cut. But since this came free, I figured let me try it. And as I got to learn to use it, I stuck with it and liked it, so I signed up for the subscription. And I use Power Director 18 for my editing. It has a million different options with editing. You can do all kind of stuff. The music selection is a little sparse. I use as much as I can with that, but I don't like reusing songs too much. So what I did is I found another site with royalty-free songs. It's a subscription service, and it's epidemicsound.com, and I just pay the nominal monthly fee, and it gives me access to 40,000 different songs and categories from all kind of music that you can apply to your video for what's appropriate for what you're doing. So once you get all the hardware pieces in line, you know, your bike, the helmet, the mounts, the cameras, laptops, editing software, so on and so forth, the last thing you need for motovlogging, and probably the most important, you need content, aka ideas, topics of interest. And you have to constantly come up with stuff to ensure that people will watch, people will view, people will like, people will share, and people will subscribe. Give it a shot. Go ahead, subscribe. It's free. Try it. So all of those things combined is basically all it takes, quote, quote, all it takes to be a motovlogger. And that's the setup that I am running. So I'd like to hear what you guys are doing when you're out there, what setup you have. Leave that in the comments below. And if you're interested in starting motovlogging, just do it. I mean, you can do it with an iPhone. It's just going to take you a lot more work with the audio and editing and things, because for those of you who do it, you guys know about what I'm about to say. A 10-minute video is probably the result of 3 hours of filming, 3 or 4 hours of editing, just to get it concise into a 10-minute snippet that kind of makes sense to bring it up to YouTube. And then even producing it and uploading it to YouTube, depending on how fast your computer is, that could take a while. But like, that's where the faster the processor, the faster the upload, then it saves you time. So I did notice a lot of the big vloggers have multiple camera setups, which definitely helps save time, because they have multiple angles. Instead of getting on and off the bike a million times, reworking one camera, you have 2 cameras available, or even 3, which lets you get all of the different angles in one continuous ride. So that's a huge time saver. So I will definitely be getting another camera. I don't know if I'll get the GoPro 8 or the Max for the 360. I'm currently looking at that to see what the advantages and differences are with the 360, etc., etc. But 2-camera setup will save time and allow the flexibility of different camera angles all in one ride. So yeah, that's about it as to what I do as a motovlogger and what my setup is. So as I said, let me know what you guys think, and I appreciate you guys watching. So I will catch you on the next vlog. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.